Today I will reveal the 5 secrets every woman keeps from you, combined with Stoic principles. Many men don't realize there are hidden truths in female interactions that go beyond the obvious. In fact, understanding these secrets can completely transform your dating life. In the next few minutes, I'll demystify these essential truths and show how Stoic philosophy offers powerful tools to navigate the complex female universe with wisdom and confidence. The first secret every woman will never tell you directly is the power of genuine presence. While most men are busy trying to impress with elaborate words and exaggerated stories, truly attractive men have mastered the art of total presence. Think about it. How many times have you been in a conversation with a woman, but your mind was busy formulating the next clever line? Or perhaps you were too worried about what she was thinking of you to truly listen to what she was saying. This disconnection is instantly perceived, even if unconsciously. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that we should focus only on what is under our control. A reaction, out of your control. The outcome of the interaction, out of your control. The only thing you can completely control is your own presence, the quality of your attention in this exact moment. When you learn to be completely present, something magical happens. Your anxiety decreases, your confidence increases, and your ability to perceive subtle signals expands dramatically. Imagine this scenario. You're talking to an attractive woman at a bar. Instead of desperately trying to fill every second of silence with words, you maintain calm eye contact, listen attentively, and respond to what she's actually saying, not just what you think you should say to impress her. You notice small changes in her expression, her tone of voice, the way she leans in when you talk about something she's genuinely interested in. This heightened awareness is what separates ordinary men from exceptional ones. Practice this today. In your next conversation with anyone, dedicate yourself to being completely present. Observe how your mind tries to flee the moment, planning, judging, wandering. Gently bring your attention back repeatedly. This is a skill that, like a muscle, gets stronger with consistent use, and women feel it immediately, even if they can't explain exactly what they're sensing. The second secret women keep under lock and key is the real value of masculine congruence. What does this mean? It means your words, actions, body language, and emotional energy are perfectly aligned. Nothing destroys attraction faster than incongruence. When you say one thing but your body communicates another, it creates an instant sense of distrust. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great emperors and Stoic philosophers, wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." We can adapt this principle. The quality of your attraction depends on the congruence between your internal thoughts and your external actions. Women have an extraordinary sensitivity for detecting inconsistencies. They might not consciously articulate what they're feeling, but their internal alarm system goes off when they sense something isn't fully aligned. Think about how many times you've tried to project confidence while feeling insecure inside. Perhaps you used confident words, but your voice trembled slightly. Or maybe you made forced eye contact while your body remained tense and closed off. These micro-inconsistencies are perceived immediately, even if subconsciously. The solution isn't to try to appear like something you're not. That only amplifies the incongruence. The true Stoic solution is to develop authentic self-confidence based on honest self-knowledge and self-acceptance. Start by identifying your true values and living according to them consistently. When you act in alignment with your deepest principles, a natural confidence emerges, not the superficial confidence many try to imitate, but an unshakable security that comes from within. A practical exercise. Identify one area where you feel you are being incongruent in your interactions. Perhaps you pretend interest in topics that don't truly attract you, or maybe you adopt a different personality depending on who is around. Commit to aligning your thoughts, words, and actions in this specific area. Observe how this changes, not only how women respond to you, but how you feel about yourself. The third secret that is rarely revealed is the paradox of controlled vulnerability. Contrary to much traditional advice about being tough, women are deeply attracted to men who know how to show vulnerability, but with a crucial condition. This vulnerability must come from a position of strength, not weakness. This is a distinction very few men understand. The philosopher Seneca taught that It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare, it is because we do not dare that they are difficult. Applying this wisdom to attraction, we can say that it is not vulnerability itself that pushes women away, but rather the fear of vulnerability. When you fear showing who you truly are, that insecurity shines through and diminishes your attractiveness. Controlled vulnerability means sharing authentic aspects of yourself, your struggles and imperfections, but from a solid foundation of self-confidence. It is not seeking validation or pity, but demonstrating self-awareness and personal growth. It's the difference between saying, "I can never succeed with women like you," vulnerability based on weakness, and "I've had challenging relationships in the past, but each experience taught me something valuable about myself and what I truly seek in a partner," vulnerability based on strength. Imagine this scene. After establishing a clear position of confidence and competence in your interaction with a woman, you share a specific insecurity or a challenge you faced, showing how it contributed to your growth. This combination of fundamental strength with strategic vulnerability creates an emotional depth that few women can resist. To practice this principle, identify a challenging experience you have faced that significantly contributed to your growth. Reflect on how you could share that story in a way that demonstrates self-awareness and resilience, not self-deprecation or victimhood. Mentally rehearse sharing this with confidence and authenticity. The fourth secret, perhaps the most counterintuitive, is the power of non-neediness. Women will rarely admit it openly, but they are instinctively more attracted to men who don't seem to need them for their happiness and fulfillment. This is not a game of indifference or manipulation. It is a deep psychological reality rooted in our most basic instincts to seek partners who demonstrate completeness and emotional stability. Epictetus taught us to make a clear distinction between what is under our control and what is not. Your happiness and sense of worth, under your control. A specific woman's reaction or approval, completely outside your control. When you truly internalize this distinction, a profound transformation occurs in how you present yourself in romantic interactions. Non-neediness doesn't mean faking disinterest or playing emotional games. It is an authentic state of emotional self-sufficiency. You desire this woman in your life, but you don't need her to feel complete or validated. There is a subtle but crucial difference between pursuing a woman because you feel incomplete without her and inviting her into your life because you recognize and appreciate her unique qualities. Think about how your interactions change when you approach a woman from this place of inner fullness. Instead of constantly worrying if she likes you, you become genuinely curious about who she is. Instead of trying to impress her to gain her approval, you observe if there is a real compatibility. This inversion of energy is immediately perceived and, ironically, dramatically increases your attractiveness. A practical exercise to develop this non-neediness. Before any romantic interaction, take a few minutes to reflect on all the positive things in your life that are independent of relationships. Your health, friendships, passions, achievements, goals, and personal values. Recognize that while a relationship can add value to your life, your fundamental happiness does not depend on it. Bring this mindset into your interactions and observe how it affects your confidence and authenticity. The fifth and deepest secret every woman keeps is the incredible power of masculine purpose. Few will admit it openly, but women are irresistibly attracted to men who have a greater mission that transcends relationships. A man dedicated to a greater purpose possesses a magnetic force that surpasses almost all other qualities. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "A person changes the world not by the force of will, but by understanding his fundamental nature and place in the universe." When you are aligned with your authentic purpose, you move through the world with a quiet determination that is instantly noticeable and deeply attractive. Consider the difference between these two scenarios. In the first, a man focuses all his energy and attention on pleasing and winning over a woman. In the second, a man is fully committed to his life's purpose, whether building a business, creating art, helping his community, or mastering a skill, and invites a woman to witness and share that journey. The difference in the dynamic of attraction is astronomical. Purpose creates natural polarity. When you are firmly anchored in your mission, you naturally embody masculine qualities of direction, determination, and focus that create a dynamic counterpoint to feminine energy. This polarity is the essence of romantic attraction at its most fundamental level. You don't need to have already discovered your life's mission to start applying this principle. Simply start by asking yourself, what would I care about doing even if no one ever knew or recognized it? Identify something that genuinely inspires you and dedicate consistent time to developing it, regardless of relationships. When you meet a woman, share that passion with authentic enthusiasm, not as a tactic to impress her, but as a natural expression of who you are. If you're enjoying this content, don't forget to hit the like button right now and subscribe to the channel. In upcoming videos, I will delve deeper into each of these secrets with practical examples and specific exercises. Comment below which of these principles resonated with you the most and which one you are currently struggling with. Now, let's explore how these 5 secrets connect and reinforce each other to create an integrated system of authentic masculine attraction. True mastery comes from the harmonious application of all of them, not just one or two in isolation. Imagine this scenario. You are fully present in the moment, secret 1, allowing you to perceive subtle signals that other men would completely miss. This presence is sustained by total congruence between your thoughts, words, and actions, secret 2, creating a sense of authenticity that is immediately noticeable. During the interaction, you share a significant challenge you faced, demonstrating vulnerability from a position of strength, secret 3, creating a genuine emotional connection. Throughout the entire conversation, you maintain an internal state of non-neediness, secret 4, allowing the interaction to flow naturally without pressure or rigid expectations. And permeating all of this is your dedication to a greater purpose, secret 5, which shines through organically in how you talk about your life and your values. The result is a masculine presence that is simultaneously powerful and approachable, confident and vulnerable, directed and present. This is the paradox of mature masculinity that creates deep and lasting attraction, far beyond superficial techniques or memorized approaches. But let's be realistic about the development process. Mastering these principles doesn't happen overnight. Like any significant transformation, it requires consistent practice, honest self-reflection, and patience with yourself. The Stoics teach us that the path to excellence is paved with small, consistent actions, not dramatic, unsustainable changes. Start by choosing just one of these principles to focus on this week. Perhaps you decide to work on your presence, dedicating yourself to being completely in the moment in every interaction. Or maybe you want to explore areas of incongruence in your life and start aligning them. Choose the principle that resonates most with you currently and create a simple plan for daily practice. A crucial aspect that few discuss is how to deal with the inevitable setbacks on this journey. You will have moments of falling back into old patterns. There will be interactions that don't go as expected. Stoic philosophy offers a powerful perspective here. View these apparent failures as invaluable opportunities for learning and growth. Epictetus said, "Difficulties are what show men's character." Therefore, when a difficulty falls upon you, remember that God, like a wrestling coach, has matched you with a tough opponent. Every challenging interaction is an opportunity to strengthen your practice of these principles. A question I frequently receive is, isn't this too much work just to attract women? The deep answer is that these principles go far beyond female attraction. They represent the path to becoming a more integrated, authentic, and fulfilled man in all aspects of life. Increased attraction is merely a natural byproduct of this broader personal growth. Think about it. A man who has mastered total presence will be more effective in his career. Someone who has achieved internal congruence will experience less conflict and stress. Controlled vulnerability will create deeper connections in all relationships. Non-neediness will lead to clearer decisions and healthier boundaries. And a defined purpose will provide direction and meaning in every aspect of life. This is why this approach is so radically different from conventional seduction tricks. We are not talking about superficial techniques that work momentarily, but fail in the long run. We are talking about a fundamental transformation in who you are as a man, a transformation that naturally reflects in how women respond to you. Let's now talk about how these principles apply in different relationship phases. Many men make the mistake of thinking that attracting a woman and keeping her interested long-term are completely different processes. In fact, the same principles apply, just with different expressions depending on the context. In the initial attraction phase, your total presence allows you to read subtle signs of interest and calibrate your approach appropriately. Your internal congruence creates a powerful first impression of authenticity. Careful demonstrations of vulnerability create rapid emotional connection. Your non-neediness removes pressure and creates space for natural attraction, and your sense of purpose provides depth and intrigue beyond initial physical attraction. In an established relationship, these same principles evolve. Your total presence manifests as deep listening and genuine attention to her needs. Your congruence is expressed as consistent reliability and integrity. Your controlled vulnerability allows for authentic emotional intimacy. Your non-neediness prevents suffocating dependence and codependency. And your ongoing purpose maintains long-term admiration and respect. The same fundamental principles, applied in different ways as the context evolves. This internal consistency is what creates sustainable attraction and connection, rather than temporary results that eventually fall apart. A crucial point to understand is that these principles are not techniques you use on women. They are qualities you embody as a man. The distinction is important. When you try to use techniques, there is often an element of manipulation that women instinctively perceive. When you embody these qualities, attraction arises organically as a natural response to your authentic presence. This leads us to a fundamental truth about attraction that few men truly understand. The most powerful way to attract a woman is to become a man who naturally attracts women by who he is, not by techniques he uses. This is the true Stoic path to masculine attraction, development of character and virtue, not accumulation of tactics and tricks. Many men resist this idea because it seems harder than simply learning a few lines or techniques. And it is true. Genuine personal development is a more challenging path in the short term, but it is infinitely more rewarding and effective in the long term. As Seneca reminds us, it is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult. An aspect rarely discussed about these principles is how they transform not only your interactions with women, but your relationship with yourself. When you practice total presence, you become more connected with your own emotions and intuitions. By developing internal congruence, you experience less inner conflict and more peace. Through controlled vulnerability, you develop greater self-acceptance. With non-neediness, you find freedom from external validation, and by pursuing your purpose, you discover intrinsic meaning and direction. This internal transformation creates a virtuous cycle. The more centered and integrated you become internally, the more naturally attractive you become externally. And the more positive experiences you have in your interactions, the more confidence you develop to continue on this path of growth. The result is an upward spiral of personal development and relational success. Before we conclude, I want to address a common objection. But what if I try all this and still get rejected? This is a valid concern, and the answer comes directly from the heart of Stoic philosophy. Epictetus teaches us to clearly distinguish between what is under our control and what is not. You completely control your application of these principles. You do not control how a specific woman will respond. Rejection, viewed through this Stoic lens, is not a failure. It is simply information, perhaps about incompatibility, perhaps about areas for future growth, or perhaps simply about her emotional state at that specific moment. A man who has internalized these principles is not destroyed by rejection, but learns from it and continues moving forward on his path. And here is the final irony. When you truly do not fear rejection, you become much less likely to experience it. Your freedom from fear creates a relaxed and confident presence that is inherently more attractive. We have reached the end of this journey through the 5 secrets every woman keeps from you, illuminated by the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy. Let's briefly recap. Total presence, internal congruence, controlled vulnerability, non-neediness, and masculine purpose. Together, they form an integrated system for developing authentic and naturally magnetic masculinity. This is not the end. but just the beginning of a continuous journey of growth and development. In upcoming videos, we will explore each of these principles in greater depth, with practical exercises and concrete examples. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do so now so you don't miss anything. Remember, the true secret to masculine attraction is not what you do, but who you become. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Would add, the quality of your relationships depends on the quality of your character. Invest in your development as a man, and the results will follow naturally. Until the next video, where we will delve into the first secret, the transformative power of total presence. Leave a comment below telling me which of these principles you plan to implement first and why. Your journey to becoming a naturally magnetic man begins now.